Hey everybody, I've got a really important reminder for you, and it's this. Remember the old bamboo finger trap? It's a type of puzzle that demonstrates a counterintuitive principle. The resistance to the trap only tightens it, while relaxing and pushing the fingers together loosens it. It can be used for a metaphor for life in situations where resistance to a problem can make it worse, and acceptance or a different approach might free both ends of the trap. So today, I'd like to talk to you about considering adopting a different approach that would involve learning a different way of languaging that I like to call MAGAnease. MAGAnease involves asking your MAGA gentle, respectful, and genuinely curious questions, as opposed to forcefully stating facts or challenging them. I like to remind people that even the name MAGAnease contains the word ease, as in easy trigger. So if you find yourself coming up against one of your MAGAs and it looks like it's devolving into a debate, I'd like you to consider diffusing that energy with a little MAGAnease. So you're going to be using finesse rather than force to have a discussion rather than a debate. And let me be clear that the object of this way of speaking is not intended to trick your MAGA into seeing your point of view. The object is to better understand their point of view, and hopefully by asking questions over time, creating an opportunity for cognitive dissonance, which is where they might have a chance to see that what they've blindly believed may have been a distortion of truth and in conflict with their true self, their true beliefs, and in conflict with the true person who you care about, and trust me, who is still there underneath the layers of strong opinions and MAGA rants and raves. So there are 5 basic benefits to utilizing MAGAnease. The first is that it shows respect and potentially keeps the relationship intact, or at least may keep it from getting more damage. 2, it's less internal stress for you if you can see that your MAGA is trapped in a mindset rather than that they're being stubborn or difficult or hypocritical or stupid. Now look, I'm aware that there is a percentage of MAGAs that are not well educated, and a percentage that are racist and sexist, misogynistic, xenophobic, you name it. But I'm guessing that by your MAGA, by virtue of being your loved one or friend, is much more likely to have been exposed to inflammatory, fear-inducing propaganda that took advantage of their isolation and trust and love for their country and family and friends. If you understand them, see this way of thinking helps you to have compassion and also to be more patient and hopefully create a sense of safety for them to consider seeing something in their own minds in a different way. The third benefit is that following this way of communication reduces all of the extra tension, maybe even anger that comes up when you're pushing against somebody's indoctrinated beliefs, and especially the baked-in defense responses that are often emotionally charged or simply dismissive. Number 4 benefit is that in addition to less upset, you may actually learn something that might alter or refine your point of view. Maybe you'll learn something of value and consider another way of seeing a different issue. And by the way, if you can do that, it's an indicator of you not being brainwashed. So good on that with you. Number 5, lastly, in terms of benefits, of course, while there's no guarantee that speaking MAGAnease will help liberate your MAGA, I'm pretty sure whatever you're currently doing will not work, especially if what you do is force harder. Okay, so to recap, MAGAnease is spoken with true, authentic, gentle respect and dignity for the person that you're engaging with. It is not a debate. It's simply asking genuine, curious questions. Now, the style of delivery requires some finesse. So, do you remember the actor Peter Falk, who played the character of Columbo? Columbo was portrayed as a kind of bumbling, mumbling detective who was actually dumb as a fox. But instead of accusing the alleged murderer in a direct confrontation, he would ask disarming questions that sounded like, I'm not understanding something here. I wonder if you could help me out. This knife, it has your fingerprints on it, but you said you never saw this knife before. And he would continue with these questions until the next thing you know, the accused person is crying, "You've got me, I've killed my wife." And very gently, he accomplished his mission. So once you develop the style and the gentle attitude, then it's helpful to refine the type of questions you ask. We have a PDF with types of questions you can ask your MAGA and another video demonstrating what this looks and sounds like to help you feel more comfortable with that. So again, there's no guarantee that this is going to help bring your MAGA out of their hijacked brain. But over time, this way of dealing with your MAGA may help them to see the disconnect, also called cognitive dissonance, which is where they get a glimpse of how what they've been told may actually be in conflict with their more deeply held beliefs and values. When this happens, I call it creating cracks in the neurological door that help people to open to the possibility of a greater, more liberated way of thinking, something that may actually be more closely related to facts and figures and in alignment with who they really are and not subject to interpretation. And who knows, others who have used this method of communicating, along with some of the other strategies we'll share with you, have been reunited with their person, who I might add can be somewhat embarrassed by the fact that they fell prey to something that goes against their values. So we're going to need to be gentle with their return, but more about that in step number 3. So remember, force and facts under these circumstances only make things worse, but kindness and finesse opens your person up to the possibility of liberation. Good luck with this, and hey, do something good for yourself today, for everyone's sake.